Coming up next is Entrepreneurs Anonymous.
The quote is, "There is a perfect plan in place here." She would say, you don't know why things are happening, you don't know where it's coming from, and things don't go your way, but it always works out perfect in the end, so just trust the process.
Life is full of possibilities, just waiting to be discovered. At Scotiabank, we believe in possibilities. For over 100 years, our customers have looked to us to help them uncover what's possible in life, in their finances, and in their future. Because when you believe that anything is possible, anything is. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
If you have a great idea, you need a great domain name. And now it's as easy as ABC. Secure your domain name plus free email, hosting, and a website builder for one low price. What are you waiting for? abceasysites.com.
Everyone has a dream, but only a special few have a story. A story about the journey from idea to enterprise. These special few know about the addiction that causes you to grow, to risk, to build, to share. This is their story. Welcome to Entrepreneurs Anonymous.
Hi, I'm Monif Clarke, and I am an entrepreneur. My definition of an entrepreneur is, someone who's taken the bull by the horns has decided to live life on their own terms, whether it's through enterprise, or I even consider people who are in the arts entrepreneurs because their craft is their business, or their talent is their business, but they're using their talents and their skills and being a risk taker to create their own vision of their life. The three words that came to mind when I thought of the word entrepreneur is risk taker for sure, visionary, and I would also say intuitive, because oftentimes you have to make decisions and you don't really have a lot of information or data. You just gotta kind of summon the energy and say, okay, yes or no. So those three I would definitely say. The words I'd use to define myself are fun, very fun, honest, just open, loving, and committed to living my fullest life. It's really important for me to live an extraordinary life. I don't want to leave this earth feeling as though I could have, I should have, I would have. I want to leave this earth and they say, okay, she did it. She really did it. My passion is really using my experience to, first of all, help women. So, I'm a clothing designer, so I see clothes as a way for women to feel better about themselves. So it's not just about, people think of fashion, it can feel frivolous, but I feel like fashion is what women, they put on to wear to feel good about themselves. So that's the first thing. I'd also say that my other passion is helping other people do the same thing. Other people start businesses. So whether it's you want to start a manufacturing business, or you want to be a clothing designer, or whatever it is, using my skills to help other people do the same thing. Okay, so it's a very roundabout way about how I started my business. I actually, what a lot of people don't know is I went to school for math and computer science. I never went to school for fashion. I haven't gone to fashion school a day in my life. I took some continuing education classes at Fashion Institute of Technology in New York, but I have a math and computer science degree. I was in the nonprofit sector, I was in the for-profit sector. I wasn't interested in any of them. I took some time off. I said, okay, I'll just go back and get a job. And this was around the dot-com bust, could not get a job to save my life. And I've always been the type of person, if I went for an interview, I got a job. And so I just started saying, maybe this is an opportunity for me to see what other options are there for me. So I happened to travel to England, and I spent some time with family out there, and I've always been a plus size woman, and we started shopping, and I was looking in the shops, and I was like, oh gosh, the clothes are so nice. I wish somebody was doing these in my size. And then I heard my cousin say, well, why don't you do it? And I said, where did that come from? She said, well, why don't you try? And I called my mother, who I started the business with, and she said, why don't we just try it? I was like, well, how do we do that? And I started researching, and literally a year later, Monif C started. Well, I would say my biggest inspiration is my mom. And I say all that because I started the business in many ways because of her. My mother and father are from Barbados. My mother comes from a long line of entrepreneurial women. My grandmother had, used to sell in the market. She used to sell her bananas and all that. And she got married when she was 31. So she was one of the independent Bajan women that decided that she wasn't going to have kids or get married until she felt established. And then my mother was the same, but she also raised 3 kids. So she kind of passed off some of that to me. So I say she's my inspiration because she would always say for me from the beginning, since I was a kid, you'll never get far. You'll never get as far as you want if you work for somebody. So I'm gonna send you to college and everything, but I want you to look at doing a business at some point. So that was my inspiration. Aha moment. The biggest aha moment was we started this business, we started Monif C, not really knowing where it was gonna go. And then about a month, actually that's wrong, about 5 days after we launched, we were featured on TLC's What Not to Wear, which is a fashion makeover show in the US. And that's when I knew, okay, but 5 days after launching the line, we're already on TV, that means that we've got something going.
Life is full of possibilities, just waiting to be discovered. At Scotiabank, we believe in possibilities. For over 100 years, our customers have looked to us to help them uncover what's possible in life, in their finances, and in their future. Because when you believe that anything is possible, anything is. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
Planning a business function, vacation getaway, or conference in Barbados? Visit the all-inclusive Island Inn Hotel, located within the Garrison Historic UNESCO Heritage Site and steps away from the capital Bridgetown. Let us amaze you with our simplicity, old world charm, and a true Bajan experience. Island Inn Hotel, Barbados. Let your Caribbean dreams come true.
If you have a great idea, you need a great domain name. And now it's as easy as ABC. Secure your domain name plus free email, hosting, and a website builder for one low price. What are you waiting for? abceasysites.com.
So I say, let's plan our vacation, and suddenly everyone's on Liat.com. My wife announces she'll Liat.com, a nice hotel near restaurants and shopping malls. Must hide credit card. The kids want to Liat.com fun activities, and since someone has to be the sensible one, I'll Liat.com flights, our travel insurance, and a car. Well, sort of sensible.
Liat.com. What else do you need?
If you like this show, share it with your friends. Watch your favorite shows on demand and in HD on Trident10.tv.
So my journey to becoming an entrepreneur actually started when I was young, because my mother, again, being entrepreneurial herself, she was thinking, how can I get this girl, me, into entrepreneurial enterprises? And I was about 15, she figured out that I was really good at math. And she went to all the neighborhood parents and she said, my daughter can tutor you, and it won't be free though. And I actually started a tutoring business, and I got to the point that by the time I went to college, I had actually saved enough money to pay for the majority of my college years from that tutoring business. I later went on to tutor the Rutgers University Athletic Department, so that was kind of my business for a while. And then she and I started an eBay business together. Then we had a house cleaning business, which didn't go anywhere because we were doing the cleaning, and my mom, being a typical Caribbean woman, was like really cleaning. And I said, Mom, this business is about timing. You get paid a certain amount, so you got to get in and get out. So that lasted a week because I don't like cleaning. And then we started Monif C. So it's just, I always say entrepreneurs are oftentimes in multiple businesses before they really find the one that sticks. but I always say those were my starter businesses. Those were the things that taught me skills to get to where I am right now. You know, I've always been a plus size woman, so I've always loved clothes. I can honestly say I never, when I was a child, said I should be a fashion designer at some point. That wasn't on my radar, but I was a fashion designer in many ways because I used to get my clothes made for Easter, for Christmas, and I want this, and can I get my neckline like that, and can you give me this sleeve and stuff like that. And so I've always been fashionable. It's funny because all of my friends that were in the math department at school with me and in college would say, you know, you're a fashion designer, but it's not far-fetched. You know, you were always fashionable. And the fashion industry is a lot about lines and shapes and textures and all of that. So it all kind of works together in an interesting kind of way. My biggest support system obviously is my family, but I've got a great team. My office, I've got about 4 employees, and we all work together. We really work as a team. I'm kind of doing the anti-business model, which is most people want to take a business and get a lot of employees. I really like the idea of keeping a smaller support system and outsourcing, because I feel like you can stay nimble in this business environment if you don't have a lot of employees. So we really work very tightly in our office. I am usually overseas, so we're doing a lot of Skyping and stuff, but technology has been a big support. My team has been a big support, and of course my family, my father and my sister, my mother who's passed on. We've all worked together to bring Monif C to where it is. My most memorable hurdle in business is capital. I mean, working capital is the biggest issue I think most entrepreneurs have, but you know, I kind of fell into this thing. So I can honestly say, and one of the things I would tell people who are watching this is that if you want to be an entrepreneur, your credit and your finances are extremely important, because when you go to a bank for a loan, they're going to look at your personal history as opposed to what the business is doing. It doesn't matter if the business is doing $3 million. If you know, in the US, if your credit rating is low, they're going to still say, we're not giving you a loan. So that's my biggest hurdle. But the good news is that we have a lot of people who've gone to bat for us in terms of this is a business that has potential and it's growing and it has department store orders, and work with them. And so lenders have worked with us, but I would say the working capital is the biggest hurdle. How do I define success? Success is living the life that you want, the way you want, how you want, period, end of story. It's not about anyone else's life. You know, it's not about what people think you should be doing. And that's the real definition of being an entrepreneur. You're living your life on your own terms. And I think if you're doing that, you're successful 100%.
BMW Keys to Success, powered by McInerney Quality Incorporated.
My keys to success. I'd say one of the biggest reasons I've been successful is because I read a lot and I educate myself. I don't take the opinion that I know everything, because I don't think I know everything. I actually set a goal about 4 years ago to read 100 books a year. So I read 100 business books a year, and it could be business books, it could be law of attraction books, psychology books, so all of that. I read about 100 books a year. I'm actually about my 87th book at this point. So definitely education. I am a Google freak. I search. If there's something I don't know, I research. And then I would say the third is listening to people, extracting the advice that you need. Sometimes you talk to people and they don't tell you exactly what you want to hear, but they tell you that little nugget that really helps your business, and you have to be humble enough to hear that and take it to help propel what you're doing. There's a perfect plan in place here. The quote is, there's a perfect plan in place here. She would say, you don't know why things are happening, you don't know where it's coming from, and things don't go your way, but it always works out perfect in the end, so just trust the process. Monif C is a contemporary designer clothing line for plus-size fashionistas. We manufacture, retail, and wholesale all in the USA. women's plus-size dresses as well as swimwear. We're sold in Nordstrom, Macy's, and soon Bloomingdale's. And the line is really exploding. I think one of the really great things that we did in the beginning of the business is that instead of going directly to the department stores, we went direct to customer. So the majority of our business is done through our e-commerce site, monifc.com. We sell, we ship all over the world, and we've built a loyal client base. And so now those customers are going to the department stores and the e-tailers and saying, we want Monif C in this store, we want Monif C in the store. So they've become our advocates. And so our business is growing in that respect. So we just hope to be able to explode the line, add new product categories, get into more stores. That's really where I see the future of Monif C.
Is this your design?
Yes,
by the way?
this is everything you see is ours. We have our clothing collection consists of dresses as well as swimsuits. And so all of our swimsuits are sizes 14 to 24. So you see Kat looks great. And this is about style. You can see it's not your grandma's swimsuit. When you give the customer, like we do, stylish, contemporary plus size clothing, that's what she wants. I mean, you can look at these women here. They're not walking around in the usual, what you would consider plus size clothing. They want style just like this.
Scotiabank can help you get your business growing. It all starts with a conversation. Talk to one of our business banking advisors today. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
If you have a great idea, you need a great domain name. And now it's as easy as ABC. Secure your domain name plus free email, hosting, and a website builder for one low price. What are you waiting for? abceeasysites.com.
So I say, let's plan our vacation, and suddenly everyone's on Liat.com. My wife announces she'll Liat.com, a nice hotel near restaurants and shopping malls. Must hide credit card. The kids want to Liat.com fun activities, and since someone has to be the sensible one, I'll Liat.com flights, or travel insurance, and a car. Well, sort of sensible.
Liat.com. What else do you need?
If you like this show, share it with your friends. Watch your favorite shows on demand and in HD on Trident10.tv.
Business Tips presented by the Small Business Unit of the Ministry of Industry, International Business, Commerce, and Small Business.
Don't try to sell your services to someone from the first moment you meet them. Networking is about meeting potential connections, partners, and developing quality relationships. It is not about closing the deal at that moment.
You must have a desire. First of all, you must have a desire, and it has to be a burning desire. And you must have passion. If you are not passionate about something, you have to question whether you should pursue it. Be it a relationship, be it business, you have to have that passion. And if you're passionate, stay with your passion. I think education is important. I think that you need to make sure that you have a knowledge about what you're going to pursue. But I would say, again, I stick with the word passion.
You need passion as an entrepreneur to keep you going. Persistence is the second one, because there are people out there that you will encounter that will try to put stumbling blocks in your way, and you definitely have to be persistent and keep going. People, because as an entrepreneur, people are very important to your business. No matter what you do and how you do it, unless they're people or customers to engage your product and service, there's no way to survive. And perseverance to keep going, to keep believing, to keep fighting on, to keep focused.
Integrity, that is paramount. Integrity, you have to be honest to people. It makes no sense trying to cut corners and gimmicks and stuff like that, because the truth will come out, and when it does, you're going to lose that customer anyhow. So integrity is paramount. Secondly, excellent service. We have to serve people in the cosmetology industry, as you know. You go to the salon and you get there at 5 or 6 and you sit down for 3 hours before they even touch their hair. And then when they do, they wet it and you're there by this thing, you're in another 2 hours. And maybe I'm exaggerating, but I'm sure people can identify this. You wait forever to get your hair done, and that's something that I don't like, I discuss, because I believe if you tell someone to come at 9, you should be ready for them at 9. And if you are not, contact them in advance and let them know, because people, it's their time and you can't waste people's time, and I don't want to waste their time either.
Don't wait for perfection. Perfection is a moving target. Make sure that your idea is airtight in relation to what you are offering to the market, and start tomorrow, next week, next month. But don't wait for the perfect idea. Whittle your idea down to a concept, a skeleton of what your bigger vision is, and get it to the market as soon as possible. Let them tell you what they want. Not with their words, because they have no idea, but with what they buy, what they spend on. You judge your market not on what it tells you verbally, but what it tells you financially. People will spend money on what they want. They'll tell you things that they think they want, but they will spend money on what they want only.
I think that there is merit in both academic qualifications and working and being successful in work. If I had to lean personally, I would lean more towards, again, the passion of going after your dream. Okay, if you had to put, let's say, the academic side on the back burner temporarily, of course you're not going to go after something if you are a total idiot about it. But I personally believe that though the balance is important, I would encourage any young person to pursue their dream, and you can also train and educate yourself with the number of books and audio tapes and so on you can get into on those subjects, other than just going and getting a degree. Many people get degrees in particular disciplines, and it has no bearing or application to what they really want to pursue. That makes no sense to me.
Ethics and morality is very, very fundamental to life. Who you are, who we are, must always also be defined by who we are in terms of our morality, our ethics. Otherwise, anybody could do it. Never take 2 minutes to do something that could be done in 1 minute. In other words, time and efficiency is the thing. Don't drag over the thing. Do it right the first time and do it as fast as possible. And that's a manufacturer's point of view, because time is money.
Don't do it for money. I know business is circled around money, and we think that the main goal is to make money. Money will come, but you have to do it because that's your drive, that's your dream, that's your desire, that's your passion. If you do it for money, you will, I would like to say, you will be like a slave. You'll be a slave to money, doing whatever it takes, and that can lead you down some roads whereby it questions your integrity and your service and so on. But do it because you love it, because that's your passion, that's your drive, and that's your purpose.
The first thing you have to say to yourself as an entrepreneur is, am I prepared to have a go? And if it goes wrong, what happens to me? I work on the basis that by making something happen, I am 3 stages ahead. When it fails, it still takes me back, but I'm still 2 ahead, which is a lot further than 0 where I started from. So if you started a business and decided to put your time and effort into it, forget money for a moment, because money and time are the same. You could spend a week or a year promoting an idea that you had and get it nowhere. But so what? Whilst you're doing that, lots of other things happen to you. So you've lost a weekend or you've lost a year, which you could have spent doing other businesses that might be more successful. But in life's big pattern, it doesn't really matter. Now, sitting here today, I have had 3 major failures in the last 4 years. One was a pop concert. How did I get into that? But I did. One was a business in entertainment. One was a business in delivering technology. and now I'm here today. But each one led me to the next. And you could say the first loss led me to a second loss to a third loss. But the third loss led me to a guy who introduced me to somebody only very recently. And we just found the most exciting business I've ever found in my whole life, that is going to make so much money, I hope, that it blows everything else away. So by keeping believing and meeting people and it happening, you never know what tomorrow or the next minute is going to bring.
Make a plan and find people who know. I think those are the two things that you have to do. If you get into business without having a plan, you're gonna have a very hard time making it successful. So have a good plan for it and find people who know the business that can help you, or at least know business. Because without someone to guide you, especially if you've never done it, you don't have a family member who has a business, it's going to be very difficult for you to learn a lot of the little tricks of the trade that help you to stay focused and be successful.
There's nothing magical about success. You have to be persistent, you have to be resilient. You will meet a lot of obstacles. Some people's boulders or obstacles are a lot larger than others, but you have to find a way around, tunnel through, stop, think, whatever it is. For me, just never quitting, never quitting, never giving up, finding a way somehow to get through.
If you like this show, share it with your friends. Watch your favorite shows on demand and in HD on Trident10.tv.
Scotiabank can help you get your business growing. It all starts with a conversation. Talk to one of our business banking advisors today. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
So I say, let's plan our vacation, and suddenly everyone's on Liat.com. My wife announces she'll.Liat.com, a nice hotel near restaurants and shopping malls. Must hide credit card. The kids want to Liat.com fun activities, and since someone has to be the sensible one, I'll Liat.com flights, or travel insurance, and a car. Well, sort of sensible.
Liat.com. What else do you need?
If you have a great idea, you need a great domain name. And now it's as easy as ABC. Secure your domain name plus free email, hosting, and a website builder for one low price. What are you waiting for? abceeasysites.com.